now in
He was
custody.
hiding in the
WSTV's
ceiling.
Kaylee Fetko has been tracking every development.
How his big ass get in the ceiling? Hey, they said his ass about 220. How he in the ceiling? Ain't no way he got up there. Ain't no
And
way.
tonight she has new
Now,
information.
We
live
got
here
the
outside
family
Noblesville Mall,
TV, the
as the
family
scene continues
TV.
to unfold. Mayor, what can you tell us that you know at this time?
Really, the type of call you don't want to receive at the end of a very beautiful day.
They shooting up the
We had a
mall. Hold
shooting incident
on.
occur here. Appeared to be
Letting that
targeted.
chopper sing,
But we
boy.
understand it's not an active shooting situation. We have the Savannah Police Department continuing to.
Why y'all catching
on,
bodies in the food
making sure
court?
that
Come
no
on now.
threat,
That's crazy.
remains. As I understand at this point, there were 3 victims, all deemed to be non-fatal at this time, and they've been transported for emergency treatment. I understand there's also one medical emergency that has occurred, not shooting related, that's also being addressed at this time.
In Chatham County, one side grabs a chain, another side fires back. In return, 6 young men end up in the middle of a shootout inside a mall.
So that's what happened. They tried to snatch that boy's chain and got their ass dropped.
Was another teenager was arrested in
Everybody is not going for that, man.
It was his name, because the new suspect has the same exact name as his brother. The same brother already locked up in the mall shooting that we covered just 6 months ago. 2 sons,
Oh, they throwing over the
name,
clothes and
8 months
everything.
apart, the same father. And just weeks before it all, the father had already been arrested again.
They
after
fucked up the
serving
whole
11
story.
years in prison for a case where a newborn baby only lived for 2 days. And once I started digging into this story, I realized something disturbing. That pattern didn't stop with one family. Because we already showed you the local rapper, the one who had his father in the background while he flashed guns on camera. But it wasn't just him. At least half of the 6 boys arrested in this case grew up with fathers who were already knee deep in the streets or deep inside the system. And on the other side, fathers missing, gone, or nowhere in sight. This story
A real
isn't
daddy
about
would have been
blaming
putting
kids.
belt
It's
to
about
back,
exposing
boy.
the environment that raised them. So before we go over this one, I want you guys to remember, I won't give you no angle. I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We're gonna jump right to it. Before we talk about the headlines and the shootings, we gotta talk about Chatham County in Savannah, Georgia, the ground these boys come from. A county layered with history, poverty, broken homes, incarceration, and neighborhoods where the streets become normal before being a child. One of these neighborhoods is the Color Brownsville community, a historic West Central Savannah area near the MLK.
Oh, they country is
and the
hell.
West 37th Street Zone. A place with deep roots, but decades of street activity tied to its history. In court filings and jail records, investigators reference CBG, the Color Brownsville gang, a neighborhood linked in street identity, prosecutors say connects to some of the individuals tied to this story. July 2nd, 2025, the summer in Chatham County, families inside a local mall, kids shopping. Nothing about this day looks like danger. But inside those hallways was 2 groups, was bound to cross paths, going inside a local store where they sell merch, clothes, and shoes. According to detectives and testimony we'll later go over, words exchanged.
This type of shit don't happen in no H&M. This type of shit right here do not happen in the H&M. They not shooting up no H&M.
Tension build.
No
And
Express.
the chain gets grabbed. Now, according to the
Come on
surveillance
now.
footage you about to watch, it was 2
Hollister
One
and shit.
side, Royce Hines.
When last time you seen a shootout in a Hollister?
On the other side, Jonathan Jones, Franklin James Jr., 16-year-old Damil Johnson, and Anwan Hyman, the local rapper. According to detectives' testimony, tension spikes when Hines grabs Robbins Jr. by the neckline, reaching for a chain. Seconds later, everything explodes.
What do you think was gonna happen when they got dude at the door? I can't even talk. They got dude at the door on body watch. Look, what do you think was gonna happen, bro? Oh shit! I know that ain't blood. Whoa, what is that on the ground right there? I need to run that back. Like, look at the ground, yo. What is that? I know he ain't start leaking that quick. That's crazy. I seen the glass shatter though. Look, he snatched the chain. Boom, it's busting right here. You could tell when your shoulders go up like this, that's when shots is going off. Look, 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 look. Yeah, they running. Look, he hit the ground. Did he spill a drink? Is that blood? What is that? I can't even tell. I ain't gonna lie to you. It ain't looking good though. Look, he come up. Hey, he on that. Hey, he really on that. Now he doing extra shit. Hell no.
From the start of this surveillance video, you can see one of the suspects walking through the racks of clothes at a store in the mall. Here in the white, allegedly, is Jonathan Jones.
Suspects? What? He got shot at. What you mean a suspect? Hell no, ain't no suspect.
Walking back and forth.
You man,
Then
you
you
was
see one of
what?
the other
Protecting
suspects in a blue
himself.
hat. That's allegedly Ajuan Hyman. You can see him looking around near the store's entrance. Right now, not too much going on. We only see Hyman and Jones at this point.
I'm confused. If he the rapper and he the breadwinner, why y'all got him on security timing? What? Nah,
Then,
this whole
just outside the
situation is
store, the
slow.
lawyer representing one of the suspects says you see Theron Robbins in a light blue hoodie walking past. With him is allegedly Demille Johnson in a yellow hoodie. Out of the corner of your screen, you can see who appears to be Royce Haynes in the red pants and black shirt. That's when
Tweaking.
Haynes grabs Robbins' throat and tries to allegedly snatch his chain off his neck. This appears to be what led to the shootout. It all happens very quickly, so we're slowing things down. Robbins and Haynes begin fighting outside the store. In the yellow, you see Johnson just backing up. Here we stopped the video. You can see Franklin James enter the store. In this freeze frame, you can see Hyman, Jones, and James now all reaching into their waistbands 4 seconds after
All of
Robbins'
them.
chain is snatched from his neck. The
They
gunfire
just
started
shooting,
now.
bruh. Like, look how he just pull it out his jacket, bro. This how y'all be shooting y'all own homies. This shit retarded. You're not even
First, the
looking.
window in the store gets shot out. Jones, Hyman, and James are all still in the store at this point. Haynes appears just outside the store. He falls to the ground and appears to have been shot out of his shoe. Frame by frame,
Oh, that's
we
his
now
shoe
see
right
James
there.
holding his arm up, just shooting
Damn, shot that boy out his shoes. They getting to
directly
it.
outside the store. Hyman and James now run to the back of the store. At the same time, Jones runs to the front. Jones now shooting
He's
down the main
tripping.
corridor in the mall. Jones appears to shoot
I
for
ain't gonna
several
lie, he
seconds
protecting
here.
everybody
Haynes
though,
appears
so
to be
I feel
shot
him.
as he drips blood throughout the store. Both Haynes and Jones still near the front of the store at this point.
Oh yeah, he
Both men then
leaking.
see if the coast is clear and exit the store.
And right here is where lives changed forever.
Oh
During the panic,
shit.
a 41-year-old woman named Tina Smith collapsed while fleeing. She later dies after suffering heart complications during the chaos. May she rest in peace and love.
Y'all gave this old lady a heart attack? Y'all little niggas is ignorant, man.
Condolences to her family. Now at this point, police was ready to make an arrest, and they later did. The 6 suspects and the fathers behind them. First, Theron Robbins Jr., the son who watched his father die. To understand Robbins Jr., you gotta go back to 2016. Prosecutors say Shanika Dunbar shot and killed his father, Robbins Sr., and the jury later found her guilty
Damn.
of malice and felony murder. The worst part is that it happened in front of his then 10-year-old son, Junior. Fast forward to 2025, that child
Yeah,
grows up.
that'll do
9
something to
years
you.
later
I ain't
without his
gonna lie.
dad. Now we 19, one of the 2 on the
Dildo.
opposing side that day.
Breaking news now in Chatham County, a verdict within the last hour in the murder trial of a Savannah woman accused of killing a man on Savannah's east side back in June of 2016. Shanika Dunbar, guilty of malice and felony murder. Police say she shot and killed Theron Robbins. Sean Evans has been in the courtroom all week long covering this for us and joins us now live with what's happening today.
Yeah, guys, the jury heard closing arguments for several hours this morning and started deliberating around 3 o'clock this afternoon. In closing arguments, Dunbar's attorney recapped the week's testimony for jurors, highlighting information that he says points to his client being justified in shooting Theron Robbins.
Johnny Lovett, who is an eyewitness
Justified.
to the homicide.
Hold on, break that
You
shit
weren't
down.
eyewitnesses. I wasn't an eyewitness. You weren't eyewitnesses. But an eyewitness to this homicide, if you believe Johnny Lovett, says at the time my client shot the victim, he had just broke the
I do not trust that eyewitness shit. I do not trust that eyewitness at all. I need cameras. I need proof, evidence, some. We not doing that.
thing up, and he was coming, the victim was coming at my client.
Earlier in the week, we learned that Johnny Lovett drove Theron Robbins and his 10-year-old son to the area of East 33rd and Atlantic. Lovett testified to sell weed to another man. While there, testimony revealed Dunbar passed by and saw Robbins and confronted him.
She stops because she sees the car, sees the victim in the car, right outside the car, relying on recollection. He's trying to ask him, what's going on? Why are you pointing a gun at my sister's head?
Witness testimony revealed Robbins allegedly pointed a gun at Dunbar's sister's head days before his death during an argument. The lead prosecutor made the argument that Dunbar saw her chance for street justice.
She saw her opportunity, she took it.
Man, I'm worried about the actual case. That.
The moment prosecutors say sparks the confrontation, and because of that, he was later arrested only 2 days before his birthday, hiding in the ceiling.
Shooting at Oglethorpe Mall, 5 suspects are now in
He was
custody.
hiding in the ceiling.
WCB's Kaylee Fetko has been tracking every development.
How his big ass get in the ceiling? Hey, they said his ass about 220. How he in the ceiling? Ain't no way he got up there. Ain't no
And
way.
tonight she has new information on the manhunt, the arrest, and what's next.
5 suspects identified caught and behind bars here at Chatham County Jail in that deadly Oglethorpe Mall shooting. The latest, a 20-year-old named Theron Robbins. Here's what I found out about him.
Snow
Theron
Bunny.
Robbins caught by Screven County Sheriff's deputies hiding in a closet Saturday evening, 2 days before his 20th birthday. Robbins now the 5th suspect behind bars in connection to the July 2nd shooting.
Oh, he was in the
Several
closet. He
law
was on his
enforcement
R.
sources
Kelly shit.
identifying him to me in this surveillance video in a blue-gray hoodie standing in front of the store before shots were fired. Savannah police quickly identified Robbins as a suspect and issued an arrest warrant after the July 5th arrest of
I'm a suspect and they tried to snatch my shit. What? Hell, I'm a suspect. I'm a victim, man. I'm showing up suit and tie. I was a victim. I don't care if I caught a body. That was self-defense, man. Self-defense.
Ajawan Hyman. It wasn't until Friday,
Lockdown
July 18th, Savannah
defender.
police publicly identified him, asking the community for help in finding his location. Then the very next day, Screven County Sheriff's deputies found him in a home in the Redfield Road area, thanks to a tip. Robbins has a criminal history dating
Somebody
back to
done
May
snitched.
2023, where he was charged with illegal
I know that ain't the chain they tried to snatch. That bitch looks like a candy necklace. They bogus.
firearm possession under the age of 18, reckless conduct, and other crimes. Now he's being held without bond, facing murder and aggravated assault charges. I've put in multiple requests to multiple agencies.
Now, as mentioned, the only person Robbins Jr. was with was 17-year-old Royce Hines, claiming he shot back in defense for his friend. And with him being a minor, there's not much information I could be able to pull about his arrest, his prior, or even his family. But no male figure has spoke up on his behalf, and that says a lot as well. For the third suspect, we got Jonathan Jones, just 20 years old. His defense attorney argued he fired only after a friend was already hit, framing his actions as reaction, not initiation. No one spoke up for him as well, but at least we know each role leading up to this incident. And of course, with Jones, the next suspect was Franklin James Jr. The first
They trying to rob me
alongside
with
him
guns,
was
man.
the
How is
offense,
that?
later
What?
tied to a 71-count indictment that included gang-related allegations in court. But as mentioned, Franklin has a brother that's just months apart. That's also Franklin James Jr., When it comes to their dad, Franklin Leonard James Sr., court records show Sr. as an associate with the CBG Color Brownsville identity referenced by investigators. In 2011, a police chase, multiple crashes, emergency delivery, and a newborn baby dies 2 days later. He serves around 11 years in prison. On May 7, 2011,
Setting terrible examples for your kids.
Notice a rented Toyota Camry with dark tinted windows circling the area of 37th and Jefferson Street, an area known for high levels of drug activity. The police followed the vehicle through Liberty City to Highway 17 and Chatham Parkway on the south side of Savannah near the Savannah Mall. At the intersection, James ran a red light and struck a 76-year-old man on his Honda motorcycle. James continued accelerating, and at the corner of Mohawk Street, the Camry struck a 2000.
That's why I can't ride no motorcycle.
5 people, including a woman.
I gotta worry about too many other people tripping.
Discovered quantities of marijuana, cocaine, and ecstasy in the Camry after the incident. The lady who was pregnant baby had died 2 days later, and James ended up getting 11 years for those crimes. He was released in May of 2024, and since then he was arrested in October 2024 by Savannah Board of Education Police for disturbing a school, a battery, family violence, and violating probation. Months later, May 2025, he was arrested by Georgia State Patrol in Savannah for fleeing.
Damn, they breaking down the whole family tree, all the background.
Stolen property and 6 driving violations. June 2025.
They showing us how a YN is created.
Indicted months later for trafficking cocaine and ecstasy, criminal damage to property, marijuana possession, and a possession of a stolen gun from Statesboro. Police say he trashed the child's mother's home, causing substantial damage, some of which was caught on camera. His next hearing in that case is scheduled for February of 2025. He has not been released from jail since that arrest, but weeks later after that arrest, one of his sons was arrested for the mall shooting, and now Franklin James Sr., 16-year-old son, was arrested by GBI after he was responsible just 2 weeks after his brother was denied bond on the last week of December for taking the life of Antonio T.J. Thornton Jr., who was shot and killed in Bloomingdale while visiting family. The team was
Like, look at the example you set. All your kids now catching bodies. Like, man, raise your damn kids, bruh. We need more ass whoopings in the hood. That's the problem now. Ain't no structure.
later arrested almost 2 weeks later on the first week of January. Before you hear about that, check out TJ mom.
TJ looks so good. He look like himself in his graduation, gown. My baby supposed to graduate. And to see my 10-year-old daughter break down like that over her brother protects her. To see my 10-year-old daughter, I can't do nothing, man. As a mother, you wanna protect your kids and cover them. And I just laid on my baby again, man. TJ, I love you so much. I love you so much, TJ. What is your mama gonna do without you? Like, why would y'all take my baby from me, man? Why would y'all be like, what would put in y'all head to shoot and kill my baby? And I kept saying, God, they shot my baby one time now.
Heartbroken.
And still
Mama
right now,
is
I don't know what's going on with my
heartbroken.
baby. They shot my baby more than one time. They shot my baby. What is the hell? What is wrong? I just see my baby in his graduation. I just see my baby his graduation stuff in a casket, man. I say, TJ, I just love you so much. And he just there so peaceful. It's like, bro, my baby. My baby, man. Y'all took my baby. He did not deserve that. My child did not deserve that. Our child did not. Nobody deserved to get shot and killed.
I'm gonna say this. I done said it before. I'm gonna say it again. You don't know what your son was doing. If they pick you out of everybody, bro, that's saying something. I ain't gonna lie. Your son might have been evil out here. We don't know. I know one thing though. Bullets flying and mama's crying around there.
Like, why would you shoot somebody? Like, who raised y'all? Like, I don't raise my kids like that. I've never raised my, and I'm not saying that.
That's what every mama say.
I'm perfect. None of my kids are perfect. I'm not even saying I'm perfect because God says nobody perfect. But to shoot my child and I'm sitting here crying, my 10-year-old is crying and losing. My 10-year-old is crying. And y'all would kill my baby like that, man. I said from the beginning, because I didn't know what happened with my baby. When I first found out, I ain't knew my baby got shot. I didn't know none of that. I didn't know. My brother just said that my son had died. And I said, I rushed to Savannah. And then they never tell me.
If you really love your kids, you would not have them in the hood. I don't care what it takes. I don't care if you gotta work double shifts, 16 hours grinding. I don't care what you gotta do. Get your kid out the hood.